it's Tina. Welcome to my video today, you guys. We have lots to do today. Happy Monday. I hope it's a happy Monday. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes while you guys jump on here. And then I have some stuff to go over with you guys. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. We're gonna be doing a lot. Well, we're gonna be doing a card that has some coloring on it. So it's gonna take a little longer than normal. But I'm gonna move all this stuff and then I wanna go over a few things with you guys. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so I have my lights on. We finally have blue skies and sunshine here today, but I'm freezing. It's still really cold, but at least it's a little brighter in my office. Daylight savings is kicking my butt. I hate it when we spring forward and we lose that hour. It just really messes me up. But the sunshine is nice and it's supposed to warm up. So a couple things. The winner of last week's giveaway is Daisy, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm not even going to try. So Daisy, I left a comment and said to contact me through email and I'll get your item sent out to you. And then our new giveaway for this week is this stamp set. So I thought we could get into the spring like the swing of spring, the spring swing, and I would do this giveaway. So it's a stamp, it's brand new, it is red rubber, and it is called Springtime Stroll. So all you have to do to be entered into the giveaway is leave a comment, and if you want to share the video, I would love for you to share it, and it will run all week long. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you'll see this tomorrow on YouTube and my blog on Tuesday. You can leave a comment on YouTube and you're entered to win as well. I'll run this all week, and then over the weekend I will pick a winner. Okay, so that's our giveaway for this week. And then I wanted to chat with you guys really quickly about celebration. Just catching up on comments, you guys. Good morning, Wendy. Thank you guys for sharing the video. If you're catching the replay, you can still be entered. You can just say hi, let me know that you're watching the replay, share the video, and you're still entered to win, and it runs all week long. So this is the last month of celebrations, you guys, and I just want to go over a few things. There is still the amazing deal to purchase the starter kit, and all you're doing when you're purchasing the starter kit is just you're joining Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator, but you don't have to do it as a business. You don't have to do anything. You can just get the discount and the amazing product right now, and that's totally fine. There's no requirements to do this as a business. I know it's a little bit scary, but I promise you guys, it's really simple. When you join right now, you get $75 in free product. So that's amazing. And there's still this beautiful tote bag that you can get. So the first option is to just spend the $99 and you pick out $175 in product. It ships to you for free, which is amazing. So you only pay $99 plus whatever your tax is. It's usually around $6 or $7. So that's amazing, and you get $75 in free product. If you want the cute tote, you can spend $129, and then you still get $175 in product. It still ships to you for free, which is amazing. So that is only happening till the end of the month, okay? So the link is in the description. If you're on a mobile device, you can tap the screen, and the description will come up, and the link is right there. If you're on a computer, it's right above the video. Okay, so then there's all this stuff that we have that you can get for free when you place an order, all right? So there's stamp sets, there's paper. We're going to use some of the paper today. We're going to use some of the dies back here. Today I'm using these tea time dies right here. So these you can get when you place an order. So if any of these items are items that you're wanting, please pick them up now because they are selling out. We have the second release of items, which includes some, I'll show you guys because we're using some of the product today. And then there's some, I think I printed it. Let me see if I printed it. I thought I did. In maybe it turns out that I didn't. Did I staple it to the back of this? No, I sure didn't. Okay, so there's some other items I'll link at some point for you guys that are from the annual catalog, like the pizza boxes you can get for free. So there's lots of free things that you can get right now when you place an order. So I just wanted to tell you guys, it's the last few weeks. Don't miss out on any of these items, okay? So the very last thing I want to go over with you guys before we jump in and make our project, because I have a feeling the project's going to take a little bit longer than normal today, is that over the weekend, I updated my PDFs for you guys. Now, I asked a question on my Facebook page and asked you guys kind of what you were looking for with the PDFs and if you wanted anything else to be included, and you guys left me some comments and voted in my poll. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to do that. So I've updated this a little bit, and I'm going to go through it with you. If you're unsure of what a PDF is, this is what it is. So for all of my Facebook Lives, I provide you guys with a printable document. You can pull it up on a tablet or a phone or on a device. And if you pull anything up on a device or a computer, all of the links are clickable. So that means that these links back here, you can click on them and they will take you to a certain place. On the video link, there's not one here because this is our PDF for today, and I will have to link the video when I'm done making the video, right? I can't, hey Raquel, I can't link the video if I don't have the video yet. So if you're on a device, a computer, an iPad, a phone, any of those things, if there's a link, you can click it and it will take you to that spot. So it would take you to the video link if that was there, okay? If you print the paper out, don't try to click on the link. It's not going to take you anywhere if it's on paper, okay, you guys? Just a heads up, if you've printed it, you can't click on it. But if it's on the device, you can. So I've updated this a little bit. You can see that the branding is a little bit different because my website's in the process of being updated. So we have just a little bit of the fonts and stuff may look a little bit different. It still is a photo. You guys really wanted a photo in your PDF. So there's still a photo of the completed project, and then down below is the instructions. Now the way the instructions work is I list each product. So Whisper White cardstock, you're going to need for the card base, I tell you, and then you're going to need some scraps for the stamping. So you can just literally look at the bold point and understand what you're going to need to create the project. I have stamps used and framelits used. So that's the way that goes. I added this page. So this is a brand new page that I added. You can see I removed the color combo from the first page and I put it on this page. This is a page you don't have to print out. So if you don't want this page where you can take some notes, you can see my favorite basic supplies, and you can see the color combo. All you're going to do when you print your PDF is you're going to leave page 2 out. So you would print page 1, 3, and 4, or you could just print page 1 out because that has the instructions. So I wanted to take into consideration when you guys are printing these out, the ink you're having to use and those types of things. So if you just want to print the first page out with the photo and the instructions, I wanted you to have the option to do that. The second page says notes and information. This is my favorite basic supplies. Hey, Julie. So our Whisper White cardstock, these are things that I order all of the time, and I'm constantly looking for the numbers. Some of these I know, like Whisper White cardstock, I know, but like our envelopes, our rhinestones, snail adhesive, like I'm constantly looking for the numbers. So I added those in, and if you're on a device, you can click on the title of these. If it's underlined, it means it's a link. You can click on that and it will take you directly to that in my online store. Then there's a place for notes. And then the third page is the photo of the supply. I'm a very visual person, so being able to see a photo of something is much easier for me. I understand like maybe what I need or what it is a lot quicker than if I'm just reading something. So I always have this for you guys so you guys can see exactly what it is I'm using. And then on this last page, it has the item number and the price. So if you're just putting in an order and you want to grab the PDF and you need an item number, it's there. If you want to click on the item and go directly to my online store, you can do that by clicking that link. And that's why this page is listed. So I got a question over the weekend as to why I have 2 pages of supplies. Are these all different supplies, or like what the deal was? So I wanted to make sure you guys understood that. This is just for the visual, so you can see exactly what it is. Because sometimes our framelets there's the design of them are not always exactly the stamp set, or they have more framelets than stamps. And so it's an easy way for you to see, oh, there's this many framelets, and these are the framelets that match the images. So hopefully that makes sense. And then these are so you have the item number and you can click on them and go directly to my online store. Okay, so hopefully that explains the PDF situation. I'm loving the way that it's redesigned, and I feel like it's better for you guys. I wanted to keep in consideration what you guys were using it for and how you would print it out and what you would need it for. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So this PDF will be available as soon as I'm done doing the video. I will pop the link in, and then I will pop the link for the PDF up in the description, and then I also link it in my VIP group, and I link it on our here normally I just leave the link for you guys. So I'll have all of that, you guys, for you. So hopefully that is helping you guys. A lot of you said you use them, and that is good, because that's what I want, is I want you guys to be using them. That's why I make them. Okay. So one last thing before we jump into our project. I know I'm like going crazy fast because I feel like this card is going to take forever. I have a brand new giveaway for you guys today, and they include these cards here. This is for anybody who places an order with me. I have a card kit. I used to do these a while ago, and then I was doing an in-person class, and it just got to be too much. And now that I'm not doing an in-person class, I wanted to share these with you guys. So this is the way it works. When you place a $50 order with me, I will send you a card kit to make these cards. So you will get all the supplies to make each of these cards. You'll get a Whisper White envelope that will go with it. There is a video that goes along, an exclusive video that goes with these cards, along with a PDF. Okay, so I send you the kit, I send you the link for the PDF and the link for the video, and then you get to put these cards together. Nothing is stamped, okay, you guys? So in order to create these cards, you are going to need the Hedge Hugs. At the very least, you'll need this stamp set. The Hedge Hugs stamp set. You may already have it. It's been in our catalog for a while, which is great if you already have it. Your order can include anything you want, okay? It's just a $50 order that you need to place, and then you get the kit, which means all the supplies to make the cards, and then the PDF and the exclusive video. So the kits will ship out at the end of the month. The video and the PDF will come to you before that. It'll come by the end of this week. And then if you're ordering later on in the month, you'll probably already have the videos and the PDF quicker. So this project and information is going up on my website today. I have a blog post explaining all of that. If you're catching this on YouTube on Tuesday, you've already seen the video. You can refer back to my blog. Okay, you guys? So this is just something I thought was really fun. It uses the exclusive Painted Season designer paper. And so you'll get that. So if you haven't had a chance to order and get the Painted Season designer paper as a free celebration item, it might be fun for you to get these cards, because then you'll have some of that paper and you can make some projects with it. So that is what those cards are. And just a heads up that anybody who places a $50 order this month is getting that card kit for free. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into our project, because we have some coloring we're going to do. And I feel like this is going to be a little bit longer of a video. I am using the Tea Together stamp set, and then the framelets that go with it. So these framelets are free. You can get them when you place a $100 order. You can get these framelets for free as a celebration item. This tea stamp, the Tea Together stamp, is in the Occasions catalog. Now, my daughter was using this last night, and so it was out on my desk, and I thought, oh, that would be really fun to use. I haven't got to use that yet. So let's get started with the very first thing we're going to do, and I've already done this because we have a lot to do today for this card. I'm taking this embossing folder. This is a dynamic embossing folder, which means it's really thick, and the design you're going to get on your cardstock is really, I guess like the only word I know to use is like thick. Like it's a very thick embossed design. So this is the Country Floral embossing folder, and you can get this for free if you place a $50 order. You can pick this as a free item. Okay, so what I've done is I've just run it through my Big Shot. This is lovely lipstick cardstock, and I started out with a piece that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what I want to do is go ahead and trim this down. And I'm going to take some off each end because mine was a little bit larger than 4 1/4. And so you can see that this is just 4 1/4. So a little bit of the design didn't get embossed. That's why I just took some off both sides. And that gives me 4 inches. And then I'm going to do by 5 1/4. So I'm just taking a 1/4 inch off each side, okay? Then I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I cut this at 4 1/4, and I'm folding at 5 1/2. And this is going to give me my card base. Just like this. Now, eventually, we're going to attach this down, and we'll have a nice white border, okay? But I want to do a couple things before I do that. I have a Wink of Stella brush here. And what I'm going to do is grab a clear block. I almost knocked my trimmer right off my desk. Okay, and then I want to get you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and I squeezed it so that the liquid would come out and the shimmer would come out, and it's just on that clear block. Now, sometimes Wink of Stella brushes are really juicy and you don't have to do that, but this one in particular has not been being very cooperative, and so I just want to make sure that I'm getting the shimmer. And then I'm going to be pretty messy with this. You don't have to be very precise. You can be. A lot of people are taking this embossing folder and watercoloring the raised flowers, and it looks beautiful. But I'm too impatient to do that, you guys. Like, I don't got time to do that. So what I'm doing is the same technique, but I'm doing it with glitter and this Wink of Stella brush. And so it's going to be much more forgiving. And I'm not going to have to be as precise. I can be really kind of messy with this. And I can get that same look. You guys know I'm not patient when it comes to putting together projects. Like, I just want to get it done. Isn't this pretty? And the reason that it works really nice if you put it on this block and pick it up is that way you don't get a bunch of, like if I was squeezing this on the card, I may end up getting too much on my cardstock. And this is wet. I mean, so that's the thing. Like it is, you're putting, you know, moisture onto your card, and you don't want a big clump of this glitter and the liquid on your card. So by putting it onto your block, you just have a little bit more control over it. And I feel like the shimmer comes out a little bit more when you do that. And so I need a little bit more. Oh, whoa. See, that was way too much. I probably need to make more cards like this now because that's going to be a waste. That's okay. So you really get a lot of that shimmer, which I don't think you necessarily get when you're just, ooh, this is a lot. When you're just using the Wink of Stella like normal. But I mean, beware, it can kind of waste your Wink of Stella a little bit. See how pretty that is? And once it starts to dry, you can see that I'm not having to be very precise, but I'm getting that look. Oh, and then this one down here. Okay. Hey, Bobby. Good morning. Well, it's more, well, kind of, it's afternoon here for me. Okay, so see that? Pretty, right? And you can do as much or as little as you want. Probably got carried away a little bit. Okay, so we have this, and then I just want to set this aside to dry for a few minutes. So the next thing that I'm going to use is the Botanical Garden designer paper. Now, I've said before, I love this paper. I have several packs of it kind of waiting for me to get into because I love this black and white, the black and white side of it. I'm not so crazy about the colored side of it. Like, I don't really know what to do. Like, this piece I really love. But I don't really know what to do with that piece. This green piece, it's like I'm not thrilled with. The purple piece I like. There's, you know, I have some ideas for that. But when you turn these over, you have these great black and white designs that really pop. And you can see like I'm hoarding every single piece in the pack because it's limited, right? So I really love the black and white, and especially this checkered. Oh, the, like just on white, Roxanne? Like how it would look with white cardstock. Oh, and the gold, I have the gold. Do you want to try it? Let's try it really quick. So do you want me to emboss it? Okay. Let me grab this. I just got to change my plate over. Okay, so we emboss it. This is just a scrap piece of white. Now my gold Wink Estella is pretty old, so I don't know that it's gonna... This is back from when we offered gold. Oh, it's pretty juicy. Okay, so here's gold. Okay. I think you have to be more careful, Roxanne. I don't know that it's, well, it's not as easy because it's white. So it's pretty. But do you see how you've got to be more careful because it's on white and it's such a dark color? Good morning, Emma. So I don't know that this gives you the same effect. Yeah, I don't know that I'm loving this. But let's look at it with just shimmer, with just the regular shimmer. So that's with the gold. So let's bring the shimmer back over here. And that's pretty. This would be pretty like for a wedding invitation or something. I don't know. So what do you think, Roxanne? Hey, Natasha. Yeah, I don't think it gives you the same effect. Okay, so we have our designer piece. This is a 2-inch piece, and then I want it to be by 5, and I'm not positive what this is. Yep, I need to trim it some. Okay, so 2 inches by 5 inches. Then I'm gonna take the triple banner punch, and the way this works is you just slide it in. There's 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and then 1 inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this in here. Okay, and then I like to flip mine over to do the punch part. And now I have this banner. Okay, so now let's go ahead and... Okay, I'm going to pop this piece up. And I did not do this on the first card I made. That's in the photo. But I feel like it needs this. And because this is embossed, I do want to make sure that like there's more of a coverage to pop this up. Okay, so now we just need some adhesive. And then we'll bring our card base over. And we're gonna attach that. Now it kind of wrinkled a little bit because the Winkostella is a lot. And I'm going to show you the first card I made because I did not make it as shimmery. I didn't get as carried away. So you guys will be able to see that. So at the end of the video. So now I'm going to add a lot of adhesive to this flagged piece because it's going right over all this shimmer and all this embossed part. We're putting it right to the top of the designer paper. And I'm really going to press this down, you guys, because, again, this is really raised, and it has that Winkostella, so it's a little bit, it's not wet anymore, but, you know, there's an added. Okay, so now we need to do our stamping, which this is the part that I hope you guys have a cup of coffee or something, because we're going to be here for a million years. Okay, so I have my tea pot, and you'll notice that there's this little white thing right here. It's because my daughter was stressing me out last night wanting to use a stamp set, and she needed the stickers put on, and she was, you know, kind of hovering over me while I was trying to do it. And so I was trying to do it quick, and I left one of the white pieces on. It happens. So I'm using Flirty Flamingo ink and a piece of scratch paper. Well, not scratch paper, it's Whisper White paper. But it's just a piece of, you know, like a scrap piece. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use Memento ink, and we're going to stamp the rose out. My Memento ink is drying up. I need to re-ink it. But I'm just going to put this right down here in this corner. And I just want them away from each other because we're going to die cut these. So now I need a piece of scratch paper, and hopefully you guys can see. You're a little closer. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the Flirty Flamingo light color. And you guys remember how I said, like, I don't love coloring? And at first I was like, oh, to color this whole thing, it's going to be a million years. What am I going to do? And then what I decided was to just color it one color. Like, we're not going to be doing any blending on the teapot. It's this very large image, and quite frankly, I just don't feel like it. So you could get really fancy, and it would be really beautiful if you love coloring, especially with alcohol markers and blending your images out. It would be very, very pretty. But for me, we're not going to do that on this one. I'm going to do it on the rose, and I'm going to show you using these markers and blending on the rose. But here on the teapot, we're not doing that. So the great thing about alcohol markers is they're very forgiving. So you can see, like with other markers, the way I'm coloring this, it probably would look really awful. You'd get a lot of streaking, and there'd be different colors kind of as you went. But with the alcohol markers, they're really forgiving. So I'm being really careful when I go up to the edge because these will bleed. So when I'm doing by the edge of my image, I'm just trying to have a very light hand, and you can see I went right, it bled right out of the edge right there. And then also, it will pull from this Flirty Flamingo, the lines of this. That's why I didn't stamp it in like a black ink, because I kind of wanted my marker to reactivate the dark lines and give it a little, like maybe a little contrast right next to the edges. Okay, see how easy this is? I mean, it's kind of intricate. Okay, so sorry, I was just catching up on comments. When I'm coloring, I tend to like just focus on it, and I didn't want to miss anything. You guys were asking. So I'm just trying to take it really easy next to the edges because it's going to bleed out. The thing with alcohol markers is they suck into the paper, like they suck your ink into the paper. And you can see kind of where I went over it. It's a little darker in places. And so, like, I'm going to go right down here, and I'm just kind of like doing it in the middle, because it's just going to give it a little bit of a darker look. So you can see there's a little bit more depth to that, okay? So we're going to be done with the teapot, and that's all I'm doing to the teapot, which is crazy, right? So now let's do the rose, and the rose is going to be, it's going to be a little bit more intricate. So we're going to have to get in here to color. So what I'm using is the light and the dark Lovely lipstick, okay? So what we're going to do with the light first, okay, this is how we're going to do this quick, is I'm going to come in the middle kind of all these petals, and I'm not, see, I went over the line. I'm not even worried about it. I'm tapping kind of a little bit, like I'm kind of bouncing off the paper, and I'm just getting color in here. I'm not even worried kind of about where it's at, and that's with my light. And then we're going to go in with the dark. Now we've got to be a little bit more precise with the dark. We got to get serious with our coloring here, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm going to come into the edges, and I'm being very, very light, okay? Very light-handed. And I'm even trying to not go right up to the edge. I'm trying to let the paper just pull the ink to the edge of the black, okay? And then I'm going to do that to the edge of each of the petals. I'm doing the dark. Good morning, Donna. Okay, so I'm not even going all the way with each edge. I'm adding some darker color, and I'm being super careful on these outer edges. And as you use your blends, as you use these markers, the tips are going to get a little worn out, and that's normal for that to happen. That's why they're pretty inexpensive to replace. So same thing kind of here in the middle. I'm just adding a little bit of the darker color to the edges. And it looks like a hot mess, right? It looks like a real hot mess right now, but it's not going to look like that for long. So now we're done with adding the dark color. So we're going to come back with our lighter color. And this is where the magic starts to happen. So I'm going to start in the middle here, and I'm not even going to be precise, you guys. I'm going in circular motions. Okay, that's where I'm going to start. And what I'm doing is I'm coming into the dark color, And what I'm doing is I'm pulling that dark color out. You got to be a little bit more careful on the edges because, again, the paper is going to pull in that ink and it's going to start to bleed if you're not careful. Okay? That's why I'm working kind of from the inside to the out, because I'm grabbing that dark color where there's dark color and then I'm blending it together. So sometimes what happens is you get too focused on blending a certain area and you keep trying to blend it and you keep putting color over it, and then the paper soaks it up and it starts bleeding everywhere. So the best thing to do is just work in little spots and then let it dry and go back. Okay, so I'm going to show you up close. So you can see I have some really harsh lines right here. And that you don't want harsh lines. You want it to be more blended. See how in the middle it's more blended? So I'm just letting that dry for a minute. And then I'm going to go back in, go to the dark side, go to the dark side like on Star Wars, the dark side. You go to the dark place. And you pull it out. Does anybody watch the show with Kristen Bell, The Good Place? I watched it when it first came out. I watched like the first few episodes and then I, got distracted or whatever. And so now I'm catching up. It's on Netflix and there's a couple seasons. I think there's like 3 seasons and I'm like watching it. It's so funny. So for the leaves, I'm doing that dark color right in the middle. And leaves are the easiest thing to color like this. I'll start calling the edges the bad place. Okay, so I did the dark old olive and I did it with the other tip. With this tip. And I just did right in the middle. So now I'm going to come in with the light. So I did it opposite, right? The first, with the rose, I started with the light and laid down color. And then I did the dark at the end. And this time I did the dark first, and then now I'm doing the light. And I'm going to go into the, is this light? No, this is dark. What am I doing? Okay, well, ignore this leaf right here. Just ignore it. It's a bad leaf. Okay, and I bled out because, right outside those lines, because I got carried away thinking I was funny. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing, and this tip is really, it's not the best tip. I've used it for other things, so I probably need to replace it. This isn't getting as much of a color blend as the rose, but you get the idea. Just like that. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so now let's cut this out. So we'll bring the Big Shot back over. And we're almost done with this card now, you guys. Now that I've been acting crazy. Here is the magnetic platform. That's the one I use. And then I use a plate here. We're going to set our image down. We need the rose. And we'll line this up. I'm going to cut both of these at once and hope it goes good. And hope that works. And then we have the teapot. Now, I would opt for just fussy cutting the teapot if it wasn't for the middle part of the teapot. But because there's that little middle part and like the handle, I think it's easier. Just hack the bad leaf off. I love it. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, it's magic, you guys. Look at that. Oh, this is the part I get so excited about. It's magic. I'd start singing for you guys, but that would be bad. Okay, so we're like just about done with the card. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and stamp Mother's Day. I think I'm going to make these for our church. I think I'm going to make the Mother's Day cards. This is the card I'm going to do, so I'll probably need to do like 15 of them, which isn't bad. But I was thinking I would do this for all the moms for our Mother's Day service. Okay. So let's get some dimensionals. Clearly, I need to get some more dimensionals because this is, I have only edges left. And then for this, we're going to need quite a few dimensionals, which you guys know I would edit all this out for you guys if this wasn't a live video. Okay. That should be good. Oh, let's just add a few more. It's not going to hurt anything. Maybe one more. I feel like it needs one more, but I think it'll be good. Okay. So I'm just peeling all the backs of this off. Got it. Got it. Okay. Almost. Okay. Now we'll bring the card here. And we're going to put this right in the middle. Oh, I think I got something on there. That's a bummer. Kind of blends in though. And then what we're going to do is add a little bit of adhesive. Let me see. Here on this side. And then I'm going to add one dimensional over here because that is going to be off the teapot. So I'm going to add this onto the corner. Just like that. Now what you can do is you can totally take your Wink of Stella and add it to the rose. Now you have to be careful because the Wink of Stella will reactivate this ink. So I am being careful, like I'm just going into each petal and adding some of that shimmer. Just to be careful, after all that coloring, the last thing I want to do is mess it up. And then I'm being very gentle in the middle of it. And then this is the card. So here's the very first one I did where I did not get carried away with the Wink of Stella. Like you can see that the shimmer is very different. I think you can see that the shimmer is very, very different on this card. It's more subtle. And on this one, I didn't put any Wink of Stella on my block. I just took my Wink of Stella and I was going over it. And then I was realizing after I made it that the Wink of Stella didn't show up very good. Like there wasn't a lot of it. So that's when I thought, well, the next one I'll put it on the block. And you can see the difference. That it really adds a shine. So I know it seemed like maybe a lot of work, but it's not. So I am going to do these for my church for Mother's Day for all the moms. And what I'll do is I'll just stamp all the roses and I'll color all the roses at one time. I'll stamp all the teapots. I'll color the teapots all at once, that kind of thing. And I'll just do it in stages. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. I'll be live here on my Facebook page on Wednesday and on Friday this week at 11 a.m. We'll be doing more projects. And then all week I have stuff on my website, on my blog, and on YouTube. And then don't forget that I would love for you guys to place an order and get this. It's like a card class to go with the hedgehogs. They turned out cute. I loved making these. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And I will talk to you guys again on Wednesday. Have a fabulous Monday, you guys.